Hey YouTube, what's going on once again? Hey, checking in. Just quick discussion, prepping topic. It's all it's going to be going on in 2020, right? It's all about prepping. Everything else is dead. So store runs, shelves emptying out. Lots of videos, lots of good videos out there. Both anecdotal and as well as informative. But it gives you a feel for what's going on out there in the rest of the world, around your area or across the country. Either way, it's good stuff. But store shortages, obviously the toilet paper and water thing is going on. But another thing that I noticed a lot of people talking about, and I talked about this subject last year as well, and that's that rice is disappearing or there's shortages. There's people are seeing certain store shelves go empty in certain places. It's not everywhere. It's not totally prevalent, but it is happening where there are a lot less rice than there usually is, for example, at a Costco or something. But something I've talked about last year and I have in the past is why do we prep so much on rice? do we really eat that much rice? People talk about prep what you eat. And I always thought we ate steak and potatoes, right? Isn't potatoes our starch of choice? And I never understood why people focus so much on rice when I can't even grow rice. I mean, I can't. I don't know. Some people might be able to in Louisiana or something, but rice is very labor intensive and everything else. But potatoes, relatively simple. They're very prevalent in America, common in the diet. Why people don't prep more potatoes? In particular, instant potatoes, obviously, or potato flakes, whichever slightest variety you want to call it. But that's what I'm doing today. I had some potatoes that we had gotten recently that had been on the shelf, and we're going to put them away here in the containers. Breaking it down into 2-cup servings. It says on the box that a serving size is 1/3 of a cup. It's like you lost your mind. We'd be through that. That wouldn't even feed one person around here, I don't think, as much mashed potatoes as we eat. But it seems like especially if you think that rice is running out, go with the mashed potatoes, the instant potatoes. I don't see why you wouldn't. We could look at calorie counts and everything else, but if there's a shortage and whatnot, I think it's a good option. The only real advantage I see with rice is that rice, you just put it in water, steam it, boil it, and it's rice. With the mashed potatoes, the instant potatoes, usually it's going to require milk or butter, and butter's not a requirement, it's more of a flavor. It's a nice to have. You can put sour cream in them, whatever, to make them really nice and tasty as you like them. But there's some slight substitutes you can use for that, but it does have a little bit more preparation need than rice. That's the only really difference I can see in instant potatoes versus rice. So that's just some thoughts, and get the potatoes. Stock up on instant potatoes. It's cheap, it's small, compact. This is the ones I break them down into single servings and 2-cup servings. And this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from this. Not even box isn't quite empty. I'm going to open up this other box to start the next run, and we'll get quite a few stored away. I'll put them in the food saver bag, and then I put them in the Mylar bigger bag as a wrapper. And then when you open up the Mylar, obviously I can go to just get one at a time as I need them over time in the future, instead of having the whole thing open and potentially having issues with spoilage or whatever, to minimize that. So that's the way I package that. But really, yeah, don't sweat the rice being gone. There's plenty of options. This is America. We're not the Japanese and Chinese. I get rice is cheap. But mashed potatoes, instant potatoes are cheap too. I don't even see if there's a difference. But we eat a lot more potatoes than we do rice, and we've got some long grain rice that we store up, but that's a lot less than the potatoes and the potato flakes. That's for sure. That's just some thoughts on this windy day when we're not getting out and doing much outside, and gonna hole up in here and do the packaging and storing up thing. And just put that out there for everybody as you prep for 2020. The prep continues. I don't think it's going to stop this year. The madness, who knows what's next, as all the events take place. So comments below. Let's see what everybody else thinks. If anybody's got any hard nutritional information between potatoes and rice, glad to hear it. But I'd say if you're on the typical American diet, the potatoes are going to serve you well. All right, y'all have a good weekend. Rest of your weekend. Prep hard, live free.
Don't want a complication.